Hello, you guys. It's me, Lady Maya, once again. Okay, so you know what the deal is. We've got company, y'all. Company. So I have these fabulous, beautiful, entrepreneurial. I know that's not a word. Okay, you know what I mean.
That's for me.
Entrepreneurial people on here with me. So we're going to talk about relationships with business. Okay, so let me tell you why I picked that one. Because they fabulous, one. Okay. And then two, it was more so like, okay, how do they talk to their people? How do they get their people's attention? What is it about these lovely, beautiful women that is grabbing these people by the neck? It's like, no, I'm just kidding. But we have to. Sometimes we have to do so much just to get the attention of those that, we're trying to at least get their attention to do different things. And I think that is absolutely wonderful. Like if you think about it, when you are like looking for your ideal customer, what does that look like? Yes, I'm
Right.
putting on my stuff now. If you don't like it, well, I mean, there's that. But other than that,
It was
but
fabulous.
hey, I want to know what the ladies think. Ladies, if you can introduce yourself, please do.
Would you go first, Miss Cherie? You have
You
such
like
a
for me to go first? Oh, you're so sweet. Well, I'm Sherry Hall. As you can see, I go by Sherry's World. And I also put my website there. Hope you don't mind. But I am a self-employed independent contractor, independent business owner, and have been for several years now. I continue to work here and there throughout, but I really enjoyed my self-employed life. My specialty areas include travel, skincare and cosmetics, entertainment, and so much more. So I would love for you to be a part of our world. We love to keep it happy. We love to keep it light. We love for the sun to always be shining, even if it's overcast a little bit. You can still come on into my world.
Love it. Yes, and if you didn't tell, yes, she is a what is that? The virtual explorer? That's what I want to call it.
I like
The
it. I like it. Look, let me see. Go right away. Sandals and beaches.
there you go.
Right.
That's how we do it though. Like, you just want to be in the part of it. So like you being a travel consultant,
Hmm.
how are you pulling? Like what are you doing? Just like that's gotta be something. I mean, it can't be that hard right now. Like most people are like, get me out of here. I don't care where we go.
I was going to say the momentum has definitely ramped up. I can definitely feel a change in the atmosphere because I tried to be very, especially during the height of everything last year, I tried to be very sensitive to, you know, talk about it, but don't push it. Hey, I'm here when you need me kind of a thing. And then I tried to do quote unquote virtual tours, and I'll try to put things on my social media, or in my group. I have a travel with Sherry's World group. So I would just try to put something out there that would hopefully keep the momentum building. But when I tell you people are chomping at the bit to get out of their houses, they are. And so I just like people to know I'm here to serve you. Please give me a call. Go straight to the site. If you're the kind that likes to book everything yourself, I have a link there where you can go directly in and book it yourself, but you won't be by yourself because I am always here. So it's not like some of the other OTAs that I won't name who went out of business and left people hanging last year. I am always here. I only use suppliers that are reputable. So
Yes.
please come on over to Sherry's World. We can take care of you.
How about it, y'all? I mean, can y'all think about anything bad about coconut beaches and some mai tais? I mean, a nice, person running on the beach with some abs and stuff.
Love it, love it.
So, okay, so Miss Manshali. I said it right. Yay.
You
Okay, so
did.
usually I jack that up too. So it's like, I want to know what is happening here. So please tell us about what you do, dear heart.
So, hello, I'm Manshali, or you can call me Molly, and my company is XL Books, and I'm a dream activator. I'm the person you go to when you say, my business needs help. I have too many things to do and not enough hands. I'm the person that takes that load off of your shoulders. So, everything from web design to logos, resumes, you name it, that's what I do.
Yes.
Awesome.
Love you, big
Awesome.
woman. Yes. You know what? I love the fact that you do so much because, I just saw her website. This was bomb. Okay. Like she just put so many colors, and I'm like a color person. I love colors. And so with it just was like an explosion of colors, but it was just so well put together and so inviting. I mean, I know you're gonna have so many more people just like harassing you, and because it looks like, okay, I want what you got. So we want that, right? Okay, so tell us more. Tell us in depth. What does this look like?
Ooh, well, it depends on the need. So, I'll say the most ambitious service I have is my boss package. And that is where I set your business up from top to bottom for success. So that's everything from figuring out what your brand colors are, designing your logo, getting your domain, your EIN, your business phone number, setting up your social media. It's like a whole nine, just of everything all in one. And the great thing is the projects don't last too long. So if you're someone that says, I really want my business up and going, but I have no clue what to do, I take all that off your hands. Most of my clients are like, sipping, coffee or something while I'm just typing away. So that's my whole day.
It's understandable and it happens, and we all do it, guilty. At least 4 times over. Yes. It's funny because we talk in the morning time and it's just like all you hear is that. It's talking and it's like you stop for a second, like, are you still working? Yep. It's so funny. But it's amazing because, like, at least we're busy, we're doing things, we're keeping involved and staying involved into what it is that we can do for everyone else, And I think that is an exciting thing because, like, when you have something that it is, so exciting that you want to give it to other people or you want to have it help other people, that is so important. So, the question of today, entrepreneur. How are you keeping tabs on your business relationships?
Ooh. You want me to go first, Sherry? Are you
Go
itching to
ahead.
go
Yes,
for it?
ma'am.
Okay. Well, let's see. I do a couple of things. First, with every single service that's even inquired about, I automatically get their information. And that's because I know at some point they're going to need some support. And I want to make sure that I check in on them. So I may not necessarily have them as a client today, but I do want to check with them later and say, hey, how's that business going? How can I help promote your business? And one of the ways I do that is by actually giving them room on my site to promote their business, for a very, very, very low fee. Because it's hard to get a lot of platforms to say, hey, I'm out here, check out my business, come see where I am. And I figured, well, why not support the people that I'm working for by both giving them a service, from me and also giving them marketing at the same time.
Wow. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. So if you guys have any questions, please make sure you put them in the description or in wherever you are. Just, let us know. We'll definitely answer some questions. We're here for you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Sherry also let us know what she's actually doing with her people and customers as well, just to kind of keep that communication open.
Absolutely. So I still kind of old school. I make the phone calls, text, whatever. I'm revamping my email. So I want to make sure that I go back to that because you never know. Some people never check email, some do. And so I just need to just keep putting it out there regardless. Because you'd be surprised. Some of our, I know they get tired of that title, so I'm not going to give it to it, but some of our younger people, they actually do still check email. So I don't want to make the assumption that they wouldn't check it, that the only way to get through to them is, text messages or whatever. I am on pretty much all of the social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even, believe it or not.
How much fun is that?
Do better. Yeah, I need to do better on the TikTok. A lot of time I just, reshare a video from something else, but I really want to do better about like the original videos. So I really am, because I am self-employed, I am pretty much the person in charge of everything. I'm in charge of marketing. I'm in charge of, emails, in charge of the phone calls, I do it all, so because of that, I have to be really disciplined. And sometimes it's easier said than done, and probably sit at this same spot for way more hours than I should.
Okay.
So just remembering to stand up and take care of myself while I'm also trying to take care of my customers. And not just in travel, but the other areas as well. Letting them know I'm here. I'm still here. I'm here whenever you need me. And so I would say probably a little more, I don't want to call it old school, but I like the personal touch. So, I don't get me wrong. I love Facebook and how you can get a message out there. And I'm even utilizing my groups a little more than I used to. I have a travel with Sherry's World, shopping with Sherry's World, cruising with Sherry's World. So I have those 3 groups. And so I'm trying to do more about even interacting there and inviting more people that I've serviced in the past. Hey, join the group here. You get first hand information here. So just working on it. Trying to stay relevant. I know I have this gray hair, but we're still in there. We're still in there.
Gray is in, girl. Gray is in. It's okay.
I like this.
Don't make me get my streaks in here. No.
Listen.
But no, okay. So I think you guys are doing an excellent job because, like, a lot of the times, sometimes we're so stuck on that one thing that we wear it out and then we get lazy with it and then it's not even relevant anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, I'm going to tell the truth, you guys.
Go ahead.
I have a very short attention span. I change everything every other day. I'm the worst. Like, I come at you with an email one day and like I will blow up your phone the next. And it's just like, I don't think she heard me. Wait a minute. Let me on the phone. If I can't get her on the phone, not a problem. When is her next live? I'm gonna make my presence known. You're not going to ignore me, goddammit. No. But I guess with me being that way, it's just so much energy. Like, I just don't know really what to do with myself. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I still want to be as sane as possible for people to still think I'm relevant, and I'm like, okay, Usa, hello, we're coming together today and we're talking about, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but okay. But it's fun to me because it's like when you can keep it kind of different, they never know which way you're gonna go. They're like, okay, I think Maya needs to be talked off the edge right now because, like, if she put any more exclamation points in this, she's gonna
I'm one of them people. Okay, so if it's 3 exclamation points, I'm good. If there's more, you might want to call me. You might want to call. Just give me a call and be like, "Mine, you okay? Maybe." We'll talk about it later. Let's talk about it. But I think it's relevant. Like what type of communication, or how do you find that communicating has helped in that way? Like Sherry, with calls and different things like that.
It definitely lets them know that you're still there. And I
Yeah.
have to, like you said, being totally honest, which is the only way I know how to be. In those early days of the crisis, that's what I call it, of the crisis. We were all just thinking, okay, we're gonna lay low for a couple of weeks. This would be a great time to rest, And then then it was 4 weeks, and then it was 6 weeks. I'm like, oh wow, I got to stop resting. Exactly. I got to stop resting. I mean, it was good for me. Don't get me wrong. And so that's when I started, kind of revamping. I also did something similar. I had something called Sherry's World Presents. So I tried to present, something on sandals. I had my BDM, which is business development manager. So I would have them come in and do a presentation. I did one on African travel, and so I would have different people, and I was, really on the roll. And then it was like, girl, you're doing so good. Thank you. He's doing so good. And then the holidays came.
Yeah.
And that's like that's like an automatic, like, well, it's the holidays. They won't mind,
Right.
I come back in January, back the second week in January, and we'll start them again. Ask me if Sherry's World Presents has been on since then. It has not. It's not that I haven't been working. It's just that things began to ramp up, as I said before. All of a sudden, I'm getting more calls. All of a sudden, I'm getting more requests. And so now I've got to keep I got to keep shifting the schedule to make sure that nobody's falling through the cracks. And I'm not going to say one or two might have that, but they know I'm there. I call them. It may not have been the second day, maybe the fourth day, but I call them. But just making sure that I stay in touch, again, whether it be via messenger on Facebook, or text message, phone call, whatever. Just making sure I'm staying in touch. And like I said, I really want to get my email back up like it needs to be. So I would say that I hope I answered the question, because I do talk in paragraphs. I'm just going to let you know that now, because I kind of want you to have the full understanding and not just the one word blanket answer. So anyway.
No, please do. I mean, this is the only thing, we keep this thing moving and keep it going.
Right.
We're gonna throw it out there and see, what sticks for everybody. Because, a lot of things I believe that we'll say is going to help the next person. It's just like, what? I didn't even think about it like that. Like, yeah, like I don't think many people have, okay, so we are the third and the third. So it's like, okay, we like we are a whole 100%.
Right.
33. You got something different, I got something different, and they have something different. So it's like, this is going to make it work better because of the fact that we have different mindsets, we have different ways about us, we have different mindsets and businesses and different things like that. But you never know what can help us go forth. So y'all, so please, definitely. All right, Miss Monchelle, I always want to be French with her. I don't know why.
Yes, be French with me. I claim that. I actually love the French language. My room is like all Paris, and I took French in high school. So yes, go French with me. So I guess when I think about, how the communication style I have has worked for me, it's really grown, and I'm really impressed, because what I did was I listened to my clients. When I first started, I was doing more of the kind of call here and there, bug them as needed. And what I found out was my clients really didn't want me to call, but they did want reminders. They did want control. They wanted to be able to say, hey, I know we're following up today, but I need to reschedule because, my life is busy. Or I know we had this, but can you just send it to me so I can look at it when I have a second instead of when you're available? And so that encouraged me to make the systems that I have. And one of the systems that I use has really made a difference because it reminds them automatically. And I can't tell you how many are like, oh my gosh, I love this because it reminded me 2 hours before the appointment. And then it emailed me and then it pinged me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't forget to meet with you. So that was one way. And the other thing I've done that I've gotten a lot of good reviews on is I try to remember those little nuggets about my clients. Mm-hmm. It's not every little thing. But, you know, for example, I've had a client who in the middle of our project had to have surgery. And they're like, okay, I'm being operated on, but I really want my business to go somewhere because I can't keep working in an office, you know, with these health challenges. And so even though I'm working on their project, you know, once in a while, I'm like, hey, how'd the surgery go? How are you recovering? Do you need anything? You know, please don't worry about deadlines. You know, please know that, you know, your payment has been extended like 4 weeks because I want you to focus on your health. And I notice my clients are always surprised at that because they're like, oh, I didn't think that, you know, a web designer would think about my needs, but they do. And they've really appreciated it. And then I'll say you know, I had one client, I love her. She's so fun. She's my resume client. And she always has a question. She's like, what do I do? I'm going on the interview. What do I say? How do I act? How do I present this beautiful resume you just made me? And they're always surprised to know that I'm only a phone call away. So she'll call me or send me a message on LinkedIn. It's like, what do I do? I'm like, try this. Say this line. Bring that up. Did you polish yourself? Show me a selfie. You know, how do you look before you go on the interview? And just having that connection really makes my customers feel more engaged. And they actually inspired me to actually write some of this in another book because I was like, okay, after all these tips, I need a book for you guys.
But I think that's interesting too, because like you said, you know, they wouldn't even think that you would be thinking of them in that way. And when you can give them that one-on-one and then just kind of make them more of your friend. Okay, so I'm very guilty of that. I make everybody my friend. I'm like, so how's the cat? Where's the dog? You know, like, and it's just like, where's the kids? You know, and it's just like all these little things that I might just kind of like throw in there and don't even think about it really. You know, you just don't because you're like, you know, I would want that person to want to know more about me as well. I don't want to be the only one that's just saying like, oh, it's you. It's about me, 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 me. I am not that type person by no stretch of the word. Like, I love people. I love everyone. I want to do the best that I can for everyone. I look at this as, you know, one of those things that like, okay, so if you want something from me, not a problem. Let me see what I can do. Because if I can do something, I'm going to make sure I do that thing, you know, because I care. And, you know, I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, well, you know, I'm just too busy. I'm just this. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm busy. Really busy. But at the same time, I do want to, and I kind of work, a lot of my friends know, if you give me a week, there's a 50% chance that I could be there. But if you try to do a last minute thing on me, oh, I can't help. I don't know. But you know what? If you think about me like I think about you, you're going to find a way for me to know that ahead of time as opposed to last minute. Because you didn't think about me until the last minute. No, let's not do that. But I think it's okay. So I'm guilty of one thing. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I do a lot of things last minute only because there's so much on my schedule. It's ridiculous. And it's like I'll do it in the very beginning. And then I don't do a whole lot to lead up to it because I'll be like, okay, refresh. Maybe one day I might forget to refresh. But at the same time, I'm blasting you on the same day. Hey, guess what? Guess what happened now? I gave you
some, give you some type, of something. But at the same time, like, I thought about you, better than I thought about myself. So this is why, it's just all over the place, but that's okay. Okay, so my questions to the ladies is, okay, so when you are doing events, because both of y'all do, what do you say is the best way to prepare for one, especially when this goes, for your customers, and you're trying to make them, feel that much more special? How do you come across in that way? If that's a good question. If it's not a good question, just get rid of it.
I mean, I think it's a great question. I think that a lot of people don't think about that question when it comes to business. And I've seen companies struggle because, they'll just say, oh, I'm going to have an event. And you didn't send the link out, a week and a half in advance for people to prepare. Yeah. You didn't post properly, or worse yet, you posted and the post doesn't look engaging. And, I think for me, when I do events, I don't do them often, but when I do, they are planned. My rule of thumb is before you share, strategize first. What are you posting? What are you sharing? When is it? Is it a good time for most people? Is it when most people are off work? Or is it in the middle of their day where they're not going to be able to attend? Believe it or not, everyone is not trying to watch things live. People are more on a replay because they're busy. So you got to think about the timing. You got to think about your audience. Is it relevant? Yeah. And you want to think about, okay, what am I sharing? Is it too much on my post here? Too much information. Why should they even go if everything is on the post? Right. So I try to strategize. And then I also try to be aware of what's happening in the world at the time. It's not that what we're sharing isn't relevant, but, so for example, if you're doing an event, at the peak of the pandemic, saying, okay, we're all going to meet outside and we're going to do this. Okay, that may not be considerate of what's happening in the world at the moment. So, you want to think about it, before you do it. What do your people need? What are they experiencing? And how can your event actually complement their life at that time?
True. Very true. Oh, wow. I love that. Okay, Miss Sherry, look at that, girl. I know.
Well, I was going to say, it's definitely an area that I can do much better in. Again, just being, completely honest, especially with the in-person events. I think I did way better with the virtual events. And I think I said that to you once before, that I didn't realize how much of an introvert I was, because I just assumed I was an extrovert because everybody told me I was. But I think I'm an introverted extrovert, if that makes sense.
Yes, me too.
I work very well in this virtual world. I work very well sitting right in this spot. And I really believe I get a whole lot more done. Because I don't have to physically get myself together and get myself out. That doesn't mean I don't want to get together when things are safe again, with that we can do so. But I have picked up on, like Manshali said, make sure you plan right, whatever the event is, that you give them plenty of notice, that you're following up. That's the biggest thing, I believe. Follow up. Did you get the invite? Will you be able to make it? Feel free to invite someone and make sure you let me know who's coming. You can't just put it out there and hope they show up. And I have to admit that there was, especially, in some earlier days, that was kind of how I did it, because I was the kind of somebody say, yeah, I think I'll be able to make it. I took it as bun, and everybody doesn't always mean what they say. I usually try to say, I'm gonna do the best I can, but I'll let you know if I can't. And I usually follow up and say, hey, I'm on my way, or hey, this is not working. but I know everybody doesn't work that way. So just like you, Manshali said about, the dings and the pings for the appointments, you've got to do the same thing with your live and really your virtual events as well, but especially the live events. Make sure everything is planned. Make sure that if there are speakers, that they all know at what point they need to be there. If they have handouts, I need you there early so you can set up your portion of the booth for the table with your literature, music to welcome people in, just things that you wouldn't normally think about. That has to happen. So again, I'm not saying that I've always done it well, but I would like to believe that when we can do it again, it's going to be so awesome. Everybody's going to want to come to Sherry's World. And I'm going to claim that.
Okay, I'm with you. Look, first off, you're going to be trying to get me to Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, she said, okay.
I love that part of the research. I love that part of my job and making sure that because some people are like, what's your package? I said, what would you like to do? Because I really like to research and make it be what they're looking for. Now, if it's a group tour, especially anything overseas, I do recommend if you're by yourself, let me put you with a group so that you're not by yourself, because there's so many rules and laws and etc. You do not want to be in another country operating like an American, and I mean no harm when I say that, but
we can be a little bougie and loud.
Things we take for granted may not do very well where you're going. You know what I mean? And I understand, backpacking and going up the mountain. That's cool. Be with somebody. Have somebody that you can at least check in with. Don't do that by yourself. I have a friend. I don't care what nobody says. As far as I'm concerned, she's still missing. As far as I'm concerned, she is still missing. And whoever this is that took over her account, as if they are her, and put this message out that I'm fine. I don't know who these people are thinking she never spoke that way. So now you're going to make me believe that she all of a sudden got a brand new personality and attitude. No, y'all did something to that girl. And I just ask God to protect her wherever she is.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you guys, do not travel by yourself. I don't care how independent you are. No. Even here in the States, let somebody know where you are. Exactly. It's not keeping the tabs and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to so-and-so.
Right.
Check in with people. That goes for men and women. But I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent because that's personal to me.
Right.
That's personal to me. So I tell my son, I said, just let me see you. I said, let me see you active on Instagram. At least I know you good. You didn't call me, but I saw you put up a daily story. Cool. I know my boy is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If my daughter ignores me, then I'm good. Yeah, no, I understand.
I mean, they're grown. I'm trying to let them live their grown life, but you still got to be accountable to somebody. Even if it's just a, hey, say something. But anyway, that's a little bit off the thing. I'm sorry.
I wanted to piggyback on that, Cherie, because when I think about what you said about letting somebody know where you are, I think business owners forget that for themselves a lot of times. Like we think about it in travel, but I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a physical consultation, and before I, put my car in drive, I share my live location with a family member or someone and say, hey, I'm meeting them at this spot.
Exactly.
If you don't hear from me, in an hour and a half, come find me.
Right.
Because I'm only meeting with a client. And, people don't think about that in business. They just think, oh, I'm going to be, social. I'm going to go talk to people. They're going to love it. We're just going to meet in person. You don't know that client.
No.
You don't know where they're from, what their background is, and you got to protect you, because if you're not protected, there is no business.
You
right.
do.
Right.
Oh my goodness, you hit that nail on the head, girlfriend. Because definitely, like I'm okay. I have my own bouncer, which is my husband, because like he ain't letting me go nowhere. He like, where you think you're going? No, I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. You can't go. But I have to be okay with that, because like if he feels like that's just not a good move for me, I'm not gonna do it. Now I do, every now and again I'll be like, he can't be telling me what to do. But then I wish I'd be like, man, I'm gonna hear it when I get home. I don't want to go through that. But at the same time, I know and I understand. And when you love somebody or you appreciate that person or you really care about that person, you want to make sure they know where you are and not having a whole heart attack, because that's not cool.
Right.
So I feel you.
I just say, come with me. Come with me. Be that presence right here while I work
I'm
with.
usually on the phone with anybody and everybody because I can't keep my mouth shut. So I'm like, hey girl, what you doing? No, no, no. I'm having a whole conversation on the way there, a whole
Right.
nother conversation on the way.
Right.
Everybody know where I'm at. That's so cool though. No, I think that's a great point though. It really is a great point because like, we do have to be mindful. It's not because we're trying to keep you from anything, but it's for your safety and the
Right.
safety of the people that you're going to see, because you never know if somebody's following you and then they come in, and they take
Right.
advantage of you and that person. You got to be like really, really a lot more aware of your surroundings. And I
had a friend. Unfortunately, she's passed from cancer, but she was a real estate agent, and when she had to do something at night, especially if she was over this way, she said, "Hey, I'm gonna be in your not far from your neighborhood. Can you come meet me at so and so?" And one night, my husband came with me as well. He packs, if you know what I'm saying. And so he was like, he was ready. Oh yeah, he was ready. And I'm glad we were there because I could tell the neighbors were looking, and that was it. That was at the height of people saying you went into the house. Well, I'm supposed to be here. If I wasn't supposed to be here, I wouldn't have been able to get the key. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to unlock the door and get in if I wasn't supposed to be here. But anyway, but I like the fact, and I said, anytime you let me know, anytime, and I'll be there. Because no one needs to do that. Unfortunately, there was a story years ago for my skincare and cosmetics company where a young lady went to meet someone, and unfortunately, she was assaulted and killed. And from that point on, that was when that particular company decided to bring in the domestic violence prevention piece of their foundation, because nobody should feel unsafe trying to do what they do. But that was back in the 60s or 70s.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So, it's like on 10, 100 these days. You just got to be, and people are crafty. I'm like, they would just take all those smarts and do some good in the world instead of doing so much bad. It'd be great, but yeah.
It was bad. But you know what? I think, you went there on me. Look, I'm ready to.
My bad.
No, you're
my
fine.
Bad. Again, not trying to take away anybody's independence.
No.
But there's nothing wrong with having a partner.
It's a conversation that you need to have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
No, definitely. No, I understand completely. So, how do we get people to see that we care? Like, what are the things that we are kind of like devising for the future? Not saying for now or what we do now, but in the future, in the future tense, what can we see like that we want for our clients?
I think it depends on your business, and I don't mean that as a cop out, but so for example, I don't do the amazing travel that Sherry's World does. I can't tell you how to get from here to Florida other than drive down 95. But, in my business, I may say, okay, to show that I care, let me connect more with what they're interested in. It could be, okay, doing a poll or a survey or a giveaway and say, hey, I got one thing I'm going to give away free if you tell me, what do you need more? What do you wish you could get from a business? Just those little things of hearing their voice without a dollar sign attached to it automatically makes a client feel more appreciated and as if you care more about them, because we do. And I'll also say being authentic. Sherry is a professional at this, and I'm learning from meeting her. The more I'm around her, I'm like, oh, let me channel my inner Sherry wisdom. Um, but, being authentic is priceless, because so many times you have people say, oh, I've got to be in business. I have to look like this. I have to talk like that. I can't wear that. I got to be, all P's and Q's perfect in this little box. And that may not be you, So for example, like I'm being authentic today. There's not a stitch of makeup on. Why? Because I'm tired and I'm hot. I ain't feel like putting on nobody's lipstick, gloss, shadow, nothing. Just I ain't got time for it. And that's authentic me. But someone else's authentic may be, okay, I put on everything because they feel like that's their way of honoring their customer. Yeah. I don't think that either is wrong. I think it's about who are you authentically. If you are a t-shirt and jeans person, then wear the nicest, neatest, cleanest t-shirt and jeans that you can put on. And if you are, I need a business suit, then make sure that suit is pressed and ready.
Ready. Okay. I understand. Like, okay. Yeah, I didn't put all my makeup on. I just put my liner on, and I was just like, that's all I want to do. I don't feel like it. These lights is hot, y'all.
It's
like burning. No, I'm good. Good. Like anytime you got the lights on and you can feel the sweat just kind of right on your back, like, okay. The next question is, well, what do you think, Sherry? What is going forth and multiplying in your future, darling?
My. Well, first of all, thank you, Monshali. I appreciate that. I that's the only way I know how to be, because then I don't have to remember the lie I told somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to be keeping up with lies. So I'm just going to be me. And when I mess up, I say, I'm so sorry. Please charge it to my head, not my heart. I mean that. Because, yeah, I have to be me. Now, for Lady Maya, I did try to do a little more than I normally would.
She put a little lipstick on, y'all.
Well, you can't probably see past my glasses. I did a little something to my eyes and everything.
Ooh.
Anyway.
All right.
Just a little bit. Like I said, or as my mom used to say, I know how to clean up. I remember one time I had put on a suit and I did whatever I had to do. I think it was a meeting because I've worked in corporate as well. So I don't want to use the word coach, but you know what I mean. I know how to do what I need to do when I need to do it, if that makes sense. But I am inside more of a t-shirt and jeans kind of a girl. I've grown into that as I've gotten older. I like relaxed. I can't help it. I can't help it. Don't be surprised if one day you find out I'm living on the beach somewhere. But anyway, I got the beach house, y'all. I got the beach house. First Church of Tea Islands mine. That's where you'll find it. I was kidding. Anyway, I know, again, being upfront honest, I've got to do some more. Staying in touch is one thing, like I said, I'm ramping up on. I'm trying to do better about, because we all got spoiled by Facebook. I'm not going to lie. Everything we do is Facebook. We rarely pick up a phone to call people, just say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? And so I've been trying to do more of that. Hey, just want to hear your voice. Right. What's going on? Let me know how I can help you. And with the social media piece of it, I have a Google My Business page now. I have, I think I have a Yelp now. And also I have reviews that people can leave on my Facebook, my Sherry's World Facebook page. So even trying to let them know, hey, I'm out there. Just let people know, if you appreciated the services, even if it's not as favorable, let me know. It'll hurt a little bit, but at least you're honest and you put the review out there, So I have asked people to do that because I want to know, how can I serve you better? I want 100% customer satisfaction. Right. If I didn't give it to you, tell me how I could have done better. Right. Now, for the ones who they get what they need from you and then they never pick up your call, like when they need something, they're picking them up first ring, they're responding to every text, and then all of a sudden it's radio silence. That bothers me a bit. That goes to integrity, which we won't get on that. That's a whole nother podcast, I'm so sure. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. Right. And I know that even sometimes that's not always good either. because some people don't care how they treat people. So
Isn't that sad though? That's
it is very sad.
horrible.
It is very sad. And if the oh, let me find my politically correct way of saying this. If the environment that we've been in for the last 4 years proved anything, yeah, okay. So just trying to remain yourself, just trying to maintain your integrity and continue to reach out, even if they don't reciprocate. As Ron Shiley said, always be authentically yourself. And that's what I strive for. I'm also, a Jesus believer, and I'll have no shame in saying that. And so I want to represent him well. And all those who name him have not been representing him well at all. So I want people to see that difference. Right. It used to get me. It's so funny. Like I said, I've been in corporate. I've done, the management positions, etc. And I was happier when I would come back in here and there as I was building my self-employment life. I would come back into a job, hey, I really need a receptionist, secretary, whatever. I have no problem with that. Just let me know what you need so I can get it done. And the receptionist jobs would probably make me happier. And it's crazy to say that, right. But it would make me happy to make that day. How can I brighten that person's day? How can I make, when they walk in, they're glad to be there? And I tell people, do not despise 2 people in your companies, your receptionist and your janitor. You need to treat those 2 people like they are kings and queens in your companies, because they set the tones for people to come back to do business, and then they make sure that your plumbing and your cleanliness is on point. And if that hasn't been proven even more because of our current crisis, everything needs to be clean. They became the most important people. Yes, they became the most important people. Do not look down on somebody because they're picking up your trash or cleaning your toilets or whatever the case is. They keeping you in business. And so I always enjoyed that. And I love when I would, I didn't do it for the compliments, but I would love when people would say, I love coming in here because you're smiling, I love, when I come here to do business, you just no matter what's going on, your smile just brightens my day. And I appreciate that, because I want to be that difference for someone. Yeah. And I do try to do that for any of the areas, that I'm in. I don't want you to see the RBF, as people call it. I don't want you to see that, the RBF. I don't think I have one. If it does come out, then that means I am deeply thinking about something, and it is probably really ticking me off at the moment.
That's understandable, though. It really is. Good Lord. I mean,
but building on that, I want people who want to do business with me to do business with me.
Exactly.
If you don't want to, that's fine. But don't use me up and then cast me off to the side.
Okay, let's not do that. No, let's not do that. Okay, ladies. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start wrapping this up. But we appreciate everybody that showed up and everybody that said things and just liked and subscribed and did all that good stuff. So Facebook is in the house, YouTube's in the house, Twitch is in the house. We got it going on, and we're just appreciative of all the love that you guys have shown. And this has been such an enlightening conversation. And these ladies are doing it up, you guys. You got to listen out for them here, and just know that if you need somebody to do web work, we got Miss Masherie. I wouldn't say Masherie, so right. And then we have Cheryl for, she got too many jobs. I am not going there. No. She got too many. I'm like, okay, we got
it's one job with many divisions. How's that?
Okay, all right, let's go with that. And this is why it's Sherry's World.
It's Sherry's World.
So definitely listen out for them. If y'all want to give y'all information, you guys, please do.
All right. Well, I'll be happy to. I don't know if you can't see the screen. It's Sherry's World, and I spell Sherry, Cherie. Again, that's Cherie. I do use an apostrophe, but if you're spelling it out, of course, there's no apostrophes. So my website is www.sherrysworld.com. And when you go there, then you see the different divisions of our world, the different service areas. All of my social media, the icons are there. So Facebook, Twitter, etc. But I will give it to you very quickly. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, it's at Sherry's World Official. At Sherry's World Official. If you're on TikTok and on Twitter, it's just at Sherry's World. I also have a YouTube page. So I did a bit.ly for that, a bit.ly, bit.ly/SeaWorldTube. That's my YouTube, SeaWorldTube. So that's how you can find me there. And I think Pinterest, I think is at Sherry's World. Yeah, like I said, I'm there. Probably most active, I will admit, on Facebook, Twitter, also LinkedIn. C Hall, the number 4, the letter U. C Hall for you. So that's where you can find me. But go to the website and everything's there.
Miss Marshalline.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you can find everything about me on my website, xelbooks.com. My Instagram is on the page, so you can literally just click Instagram and see any post and connect directly there. I'm also on multiple media platforms, and it's really easy to, get started with a service with me. You can click right on about, and there's a big button right there. It says book consultation, and you can get my live calendar right there and choose a time that works for you. Or you can just drop me a message in the contact, and I get that as well.
Okay, so we have these beautiful women, and all is well with the world, yes, darling. And so, if you want to hit me up, or if you want to be on my podcast or the radio show or anything like that, go ahead and go to my website, which is ladymaya.com. You can also reach me at admin, ADMIN, at ladymaya.com. And then too, I'm gonna be doing some other stuff. So, I hope that you guys can be involved and different things like that. It's gonna be fun. Oh, trust me, I'm crazy like that. I just can't help myself. So anyway, you got all of our information, and just, hit us up at whatever time, just not after hours. I'm good to go. And you're good to go. And so we just want the best for you. So thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you guys later.